Flosstube. This is Bernie, excuse me, of Hooking and Stitching. I'm joining you today on Tuesday the 25th of May 2021. That's right. Hi, thank you for coming to spend some time with me today. If you're new here, this is a channel mostly about cross stitching, and I do throw in some crochet as well. Occasionally I talk about diamond painting, but I haven't done any for a little while, so there's none of that today. I also talk a lot about my cats, as you'll figure out. I've got one who's just in front of me here, where the camera's being held up by the tripod. So if the camera shakes, I'm sorry, she's moving. But if you're a returning subscriber, well, returning viewer, thank you so much. If you're a subscriber, thank you even more. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more of what I have to offer. Now, I believe this is Flosstube number 8, which means I've been doing this 4 months now, because I do 2 a month. So that's gone really fast. I ought to perhaps have a look at the progress on my first video and just see how much further I've come on in those 4 months. That would be great. So today I've got my May stitching to show you that I've been doing over the past couple of weeks. As a lot of you'll know, I'm doing Mania, and I've been working on the Brooks Books Advent Animals, and it was my intention to start each one of them on its designated day. So the last time I saw you, I filmed on the 13th, so that day I was due to start number 13. And today is obviously the 25th, and today I have started number 25, so they have all been started, I'm pleased to say. I've got a little bit of crochet to show you. I've got a finished blanket. I've forgotten one as well. I'll have to grab it in a minute. Mitzi, don't knock that camera, please. I was going to say some crochet. I have a little bit of haul. I need to talk about plans, because we're going to go into June. And that's about it for the minute. So let's get on with it. So last time you saw me, you will have seen number 12 of the Brooks Books Advent Animals, which was the squirrel. So on the following day, I started number 13. Now, it must have been a really bad stitchy day, because I didn't get that much done, as you can see. I made it a point of, I wanted to get all the numbers on so I would know which one was which, and I wouldn't have to sort of look at them and try and figure it out. So I managed to stitch in the number, and I started on the birdhouse. I ought to show you them really, didn't I? So you know what I'm talking about. So number 13 was Colin Cardinal. I'll find it now, because I've got them all here, all folded in half, but they're not in order. Any kangaroos, the frog. Ah, here we go, Colin Cardinal. So he looks like that in his little birdhouse. So yeah, I didn't get an awful lot done, but no matter, it started, and that's the important thing. So after that one, I moved on to number 14. Let's get rid of the ones that I know I've already showed you. Number 14 was Cassie Cow, which is this one. The cow holding the milk and cookies. And let's find her. Where did I put her? Ah, again, not a huge amount, but not too bad. So that is number 14, Cassie Cow. Let's see that. Sorry, the cat's just jumped off the chair that's holding my tripod. So she shouldn't get bumped about too much now. So yeah, number 14, Cassie Cow, that's how far I got on her. So next to go was number 15, which is the raccoon. Rascal Raccoon. How cute is he? Somebody else pointed out, I can't think who it was that said it, it might have been Sarah, the stitching mommy, that Cassie Cow is baking cookies and Rascal Raccoon is stealing cookies from the cookie jar. So I think those are the ones that Cassie made. Little bugger. So, number 13, not 13, 15. Where are you? Must be on another one. This. Because I've got a few sheets of fabric. So that is how far I got with Rascal Raccoon. So not bad. Got the number in and I got his head in. Quite pleased with that. But again, it's obvious which one he is now as well. So after that was number 16. Gigi Giraffe. I think Gigi. That's how I'm saying it. Gigi Giraffe. Is it going to focus? Let me get behind it. Focus. It's focusing on me. And this one is here. So there's actually quite a lot of stitching in that one because that's all solid stitching around the outside. But yeah, you can see she goes around the frame. That's quite cool, really. And there's not so much stitching in the middle like there is on the other ones. She's on the same piece of fabric as Pearly Pig. Haven't given myself huge margins around these. Might regret that later. But more about that later, because I'm going to talk to you about how I'm going to finish them. So that was number 16. 17 is the horse. Hamilton horse. With his ugly sweater on. Isn't he cute? I'm going to focus. Focus. Where have I got him? 17 is in the middle here. So again, not a huge amount of stitching, but I got his head nearly finished and the number in there. So they've all got, you know, not a bad start. Because my plan is now, I'm putting these down for June. I'm not stitching on them in June at all. I need a break from them, but they'll come out again for Christmas in July. And that's when I want to try and get them finished as much as possible. So number 18, started on the 18th, is Remy Rabbit. My kids like this one because they like rabbits. And his little stocking with his gingerbread mate. This one, I got a bit more done on this one, I think. So there he is. Also started the stocking, got the 18, done his candy cane, although it needs its back stitch stripes, but got a fair bit of the white stitching done. Incidentally, I'm way low on blank, DMC blank. I've put in an order for some more. It's one I think to run out quite regularly, really. It's one I don't think about. I think about 310, and I've always got plenty of 310 in my stash, but not the white colours for some reason. Don't know why. I need to rectify that, really. So that was 18. Who was 19? 19 was Larry Lion. He's actually the only one out of these that has got a picture of a mock-up instead of a picture of the actual stitched piece. Don't know why. But he's on this piece of light blue Ada. And there he is again. Quite a lot of stitching on him. Was the 19th a weekend? A weekend day maybe? I think I did quite well with him. Fair bit in there, not too much more to go. Just finish him off and presents at the bottom and back stitching. So that's that one. It was 19, wasn't it? Yes. 20. 20 is Odette Owl. I like Odette Owl. I don't know why, I'm drawn to her. She's very pretty. It's probably because she looks a bit like Hedwig. And I'm a bit of a Potter fan. So, I'll show you Odette. There she is. Not a bad start on her. Got a fair bit of the body done. It's got to be a good 300 stitches in there. Plenty anyway. But she's got pretty blue and green eyes. I like those. Needs her eyelashes putting in next. So yeah, number 20, Odette Owl. 21 was Ethan Elephant. That one there. Elephant in a green jacket with a bag of presents. Incidentally, if you hear my children, I do apologise. So it's early evening here today. I would have filmed this morning because it was my day off work. But my son started vomiting at 5 o'clock this morning. So he hasn't been able to go to school. That's where I've got an Ethan elephant. So I've been nursing a sick child all day, who's incidentally seeming much better now and is on his Xbox screaming at it, as he likes to do. And husband was in the bedroom all day working, so there was just nowhere for me to go to film. I'm currently shut in the living room with the cats. Husband's gone to my mother's. He's putting together a dresser, I think. Seems to think he can do it in 20 minutes. Yeah, right. So 22 is Ping Panda. Cute little panda there. I think I was watching a film while I stitched on this, or was half-heartedly watching a film. But I actually got quite a bit done. She isn't far off, as you can see. I'm really quite pleased with the progress on her. So I've just got to fill in the skirty area at the bottom and then do the snowflakes and stuff around the outside and the back stitching, and it will be done. Nice. 23. It's Alistair Alligator. A funky alligator. With a I'm assuming it's a snowboard, not a surfboard. Yeah, I'm sure that's a snowboard. There's quite a lot of stitching in this one. This one will take a little bit longer. But I've not made a bad start. I've got most of the blue and the red in the snowboard done, and his hat and his mouth, obviously the number. Yeah, I love this blue. This blue is 996. I love 996 and 995. Beautiful bright blues. Although they're not my favourite. I'll talk about what my favourite DMC is in a minute when we get to pants. 24, Deborah Donkey. Which you had to have a donkey, didn't you, for Christmas? So where is she? Come here, Deborah. Didn't get a bad amount done on this one either. So we're obviously working on this one yesterday. And I was at work yesterday, so I think it was just last night I wasn't. No, in fact I went out last night. I don't know how I got so much stitching in this one. I do, because at 5 o'clock this morning it was still on my frame, and while I was sat up with my son I put a few more lengths into it because it was there. I wasn't going to swap it out for number 25 at that stage. I did that a bit later on when I was feeling a bit more human. That's 24. And then lastly today I worked on 25, which is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Focus on that. It's focusing on the background today, isn't it? I don't know why. But there we go. Not a horrendous start on him today. Got his antlers done. And his hat. And the number. Apart from the back. What I did is I put the red in his hat, and then I moved up, and this is a little gift that hangs off his antlers. And then I had enough left on my needle that I thought, I'll just do the back stitching in the number, and I got that far and ran out. So the number 5 is bugging me now because it's only half done. So that's my Advent animals, all of them, because you'll have seen the other ones in previous episodes. If you haven't seen them, go back and look at the previous episodes. But yes, that's what I've been working on, and that is what I'm going to continue to work on until the end of May. So the next one that needs finishing, I believe, is the kangaroo. Number 9, because I finished number 8, that was Pearly Pig. Number 9 is very, very nearly finished. I think he just needs a bit more backstitch and a few more details around him. But yeah, that's the Australian that's in the sun with a hot drink. And despite what they say, that is not a sun cream bottle, it's a beer bottle. So I need to finish that one next. So I'll be working on this one tomorrow. And then I'm just going to go through them. So 10 was the sheep. That one needs to be finished. And if I get that far, I'll... Number 11, he hasn't got an awful lot more to do. Fitzwilliam Frog. Mostly just the backstitch and the accents around him. And then I probably won't get this far. But number 12, Susie Squirrel. She needs finishing too. So that's the plan up until the end of May. Right, so we're going to talk now a little bit about haul and a little bit about plans at the same time, because they all kind of tally in together. So I mentioned in my last video that I'd had a lovely kind buy me a coffee donation, and I've had another one since, and thank you so much to the other lady. She knows who she is, and I'll let you know what I've spent it on. And my order from 123 Stitch came in, so I'll show you the one I'm not starting first. So the first one I got that was, this is so my other chart didn't have to travel alone. It doesn't want to come out of the packet. Is Plum Street Samplers yellow polka dot bikini. It's like bikini and weenie at the same time, bikini. And I love this. It's brilliant. I love the whole series of these. I'm working on jeans and weenies at the moment. That's one of my whips, and I've finished Teeny Weenie and Winter Weenerland already. Although I say I finished the stitching, I haven't finished them. But again, that's, watch this space, because that's going to change. So yeah, I got that. And then I got, this is my birthday start. So I've got it all kitted up, ready to go. Spent some time today sorting all my floss onto the floss card. So my birthday falls on the 5th of June, and I'm starting this Nora Corbett's Snapdragon. Never done a Nora Corbett before. I've never done a fancy lady or a fairy before, but I was looking for, you may remember a few videos ago, I'd got this green fabric. I've cut this down to size. I do have another half of this because it will fit nicely onto half of it. I had this green fabric and I didn't know what I wanted to put on it. It's a 32 count. It's an even weave. It doesn't look like a linen. It must be an even weave. I do prefer even weave. But I decided that she would go beautifully on this fabric. And I bought this chart with the donation through Buy Me a Coffee. There's a link below if you're interested, and no obligation. It's just absolutely wonderful that, you know, a couple of people have thought of me and sent me a bit, and it just means I can put a little bit more into my stitching, because I do have a sort of tight hobby budget with the horse and with the crochet and things like that, so anything extra really does help. But I'm not begging, please don't think that at all. I've got plenty to be working on. But I think she's gorgeous, and the colours in the flosses. Look at these. I've done this myself. This is just a DMC shade. What do they call them? Floss card. And I like to write down. I put the symbols, and then I put what number DMC it is next to it. So you can see number 1 is 310, and that's the solid. Isn't it always a solid block for 310? And there's actually a couple of blends in this. I've never stitched a blend, but I've even got them ready. So there's 676 and 754 there, and 208 and 3607 there. And I think, looking at the chart, I mean, I've not even looked at the actual chart yet, but I think those blends are the areas that are sort of showing behind her wings. They look to me like they're the blends. But I also got the beads, because it's got 2 lots of beads on it. So it's got I'm dropping them. So some nice gold seed beads, and these are glass seed beads, but they're a gorgeous colour. They're like purpley, pinky, tealy colours. So really, really pretty. And in the chart, the gold ones, yeah, go down the inside of these tail bits on the end of her wings, and then some of the coloured ones go down here, and I think, yeah, some of the coloured ones are up in her hair. So, I just can't wait. So that's my birthday start, 5th of June. I'm going to work on that. And it's a Saturday, and we're around at the neighbours the night before, drinking. And then on the actual day, I have a jumping lesson on Jack. So if I'm still in one piece, I will stitch this when I get home. I'm sure Jack's going to be a good boy for me. He really is. So that's all ready to go. And I mentioned that I'd had another buy me a coffee donation, and I've put that towards a chart that I mentioned in my last video. I've ordered the fabric and the floss for it, but it's not here yet. Sorry, I've just got my iPad. Come here. I've got the long dog. My first ever long dog samplers, and I've got it in Gambit because I love it. I love a lot of the long dog samplers, but I could never decide which one I wanted to do. And then, I'd looked at this one and never saw the chess reference. And it wasn't until I looked closer I went, oh yeah. It says things like, your move up here, and there are chess pieces, and you can see the pawns down here. Some of it I don't quite understand. I think there's a camel up and an elephant at the top there. I don't quite know what they've got to do with chess. Somebody may please explain. The only thing with this one is you can see right at the bottom there's the J and the L that are usually on these charts. I'm assuming it's to do with the designer. But they give you an alphabet so you can put your own letters in there, and I'm stuck at what to put in there. I'm stitching this for my dad. I mentioned I'll talk a bit more in my life update about it, but he's likely to be moving soon, within the next year, and I would like this to be sort of a moving in gift for him. So do I put his initials at the bottom, which would be L and V, or do I put my initials, which would be B and M, because I stitched it? I'm not worried about the number will be the year I finish it, so it possibly will be 2022, I would think. Or do I put B one side, L the other, for Bernie and Lenny? And then that's like a connection, because there's already an L, so I'd just change the J to a B. That's the one I'm drawn to, doing a B and an L, because then that will mean something to both of us. But for this one, I've ordered 32 count Murano even weave in Silver Moon from Lakeside Needlecraft. So that should be on its way to me shortly. And the colour I'm going to do it in is a colour that I've liked for ages and kept telling myself I'm going to use that on a long dog sampler. And it's this one, 3809. And incidentally, my dad's favourite colour is green. This is like a tealy green, so that's fine for me. And Silver Moon's like a very light grey colour, isn't it? That's not showing it very well at all. Let's see, working against that. Sort of. Oh, it's not. You can't see it, can you? There. See what? Sorry, it's early evening light coming through. I don't have any artificial lights on in here today. But yes, I'm going to do it. I've ordered, because I've got one skein already on my bobbin. I've ordered another 14 of that colour to do that one with. So really looking forward to starting that, and I'm going to start that on the 1st of June because that's my wedding anniversary. Me and my husband will have been together been married 2 years on the 1st of June. We've been together, gosh, it popped up on my timeline on Facebook that we got engaged 11 years ago. He did take 9 years to marry me from engagement, but we'd been together at least a couple of years. 2007 we got together, and I'm struggling to do the math in my head. But yes, it's our wedding anniversary, and I thought I'm going to treat myself to a chart. So the other Buy Me a Coffee donation went towards that. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. You know who you are. And when I start that, I'll know that somebody helped me to buy it. Incidentally, I've told my husband he doesn't need to buy me an anniversary gift. I've bought myself one. He can buy his own. So it's just buy yourself something, it's fine. So I made myself a cup of tea and I haven't even touched it. So plans, let's talk about plans fully then. So working on Mania's Advent Animals until the 31st of May. And on the 1st of June, I'm going to start, apologies, that wasn't my phone, it was my son's. 1st of June, I'm going to start opening Gambit. And I'm going to work on that 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. And then on the 5th of June, I'll start Snapdragon. And I'm going to work on that the 5th, 6th and 7th. And then I'll be back to film on Tuesday the 8th of June. So is the plan. Kids are back at school because they're off next week. So yeah, that's worked out right because I film every 2 weeks, don't I? So I'm missing the week that they're off and I'm filming the week afterwards. And yeah, that day I'm due to start Unicorn Spring, but I'll talk more about that in my next video. So just a bit of crochet to show you. This is going to be a shorter video than normal, but not dead short. So last time I saw you, I was working on this and it's finished. So a gorgeous baby ripple blanket. This is made from Stylecraft Special DK in Clematis, silver and white. Finished with a bobble shell edging. Pattern is by Attic24. If you search, she has a blog and she has loads of tutorials on how to do it all. And yeah, it's baby blanket sized. Can't fit it all in. You can just about see it. And that's a friend of mine asked me to make that, so it just needs a wash and block, and then that can go off to its new home with her, which is great. I'm also working on, I started this today actually. I bought this yarn, this was in my haul last week. It's James C. Brett Marble, and this is the shade MT51. It's Mike Tango 51. Absolute gorgeous yarn. I've started a little cardigan with it. I love making my little cardigans, as you know, little sweater jacket things. So this is the start of it. It's going to be in 3 to 6 month size. You see, this is how these go together. You start here, and yeah, you work it along, and then you create the armholes by just stitching it together, which is great, and then just crochet the arms on afterwards. I have also finished another one of these. I was working on one in like a rose pink colour, and I've left it at work, which is really helpful. I finished it, just leave the ends sewing in, and I managed to finish it in my lunch break yesterday while I was at work, and then I got home and realised I didn't have it anymore. Instead, it didn't have my 4.5mm hook, which I need to make blankets, so I haven't been able to work on any blankets today. And I do have one other blanket, and I've realised I've just left it over there, so I'm just going to grab that. So this one requires some more attention. Now that I've finished that one, it's about halfway now. Sorry, it's a bit creased, but and there's plenty of dangly ends. But this is I've made one of these before. It's a cozy stripe in cloud blue and white, also Stylecraft Special DK. That's my go-to yarn. It's the one I have the most of. They brought out some new colours as well. There's a new warm grey, a new, I can't think what they're calling it now, silver moon. No, silver moon's that fabric I bought, isn't it? There's a new silvery, off silver I think it's called, or something like that. And a gingerbread colour, which probably won't be one that I'd be that fussed about using, but you never know, it comes in handy sometimes to have all the colours. I entered a competition as well to, I don't know if it's to win a ball of every colour or something like that, which would be great. But they asked us to name a colour that they haven't got that we would like to see, and I've said I'd like to see a proper mint. They do a colour called spearmint, but it's a darker colour. I would sooner a lighter mint, a real baby mint, you know, for baby blankets, for neutral ones, you know, where people don't know the gender. And yeah, that would be great. That was my idea. So I spoke earlier about finishing more. So finishing as in fully finished, FFOs, fully finished objects. Because I've got quite a few finishes in a drawer of shame now that I don't do anything with, and I need to. Some of them need frames, but some of them need other ideas. So I've been watching an awful lot of Vonna, the Twisted Stitcher. She has some amazing tutorials on how to finish things and make things into flat folds and ornaments and pillows and that sort of thing. And she's really made me want to up my game. And I've mentioned previously that my husband's bought me a sewing machine for my birthday. It's upstairs. It's no secret. I know what I'm having, because I've even started watching a few YouTube videos on the machine itself. It's a Singer Start 1306, I think, which is, from what I can gather, it's a good basic machine. It's got a few different stitches. It does a zigzag stitch, because one of the things I want to be able to do is go around the edge of my fabric, because it frays, as you can see there. So I want to be able to do the zigzag stitch around my fabric, which would be a big help. And I want to do some finishes. I want to do some pillows, I want to do some flat folds. And I appreciate I don't need the sewing machine for flat folds, but I don't even have any fabric or things like that. The tools, you know, a rotary cutter and cutting mat and all that sort of thing. So I've asked for Hobbycraft vouchers from my mum and my husband's family, so that I can go to Hobbycraft and pick out some fabrics and some tools and things like that, and then I can get some finishes done. And I also want to try and make a project bag. There's loads of people at the moment making project bags, and they all keep linking to a video. Is it Elizabeth Can Sew? I'll put a link below. She has a wonderful tutorial for doing a project bag, and I've watched it through, and bearing in mind I haven't sewn since I was at school, and I need to get to know my machine. But once I'm feeling a bit more confident, I'm going to have a go at making a project bag, and then if I can do it, I'll make one for all my projects, which would be great. At this point I will do a quick shout out. Mely Elly Stitches, I'll put her down below as well. Lovely YouTuber, Flosstuber. She's been making project bags and she's been giving them away. So if you'd like to win a project bag, she hasn't got one at the moment, but her next video she's promised she's going to be giving away a patriotic one. So go and watch her latest video. She gave away a gorgeous rabbit print one. I did enter recently, and oh, it's just stunning. I just want to make them myself now. She's really inspired me. Thank you, Mely. But yeah, I think other than that, there's not much more to tell you. Just quick life update. I've got my jab on Thursday, my first one, so that's good. Be nice to start, you know, getting a bit. I know it won't make everything normal, but hopefully things will be soon. You know, they're talking about us coming fully out of lockdown on the 21st of June, so that will be interesting to see if we can watch this space. I don't think there's much else to tell you. Right, I said this was going to be a short video and we're up to 35 minutes now. I'm going to cut it down here and get this edited and uploaded before my husband gets back, before the children come storming in. No cats have appeared today, they're all in here. Kittens! Are we all sleepy? Yeah, Bailey's asleep. Darcy's asleep over there. Mitzi's looking at me, aren't you? Because you want some dinner, don't you? But yeah, sorry, no cats put an appearance today. I'm not going to force them. Fluff gets everywhere, doesn't it, kitten? Right, okay. Everybody be safe, be well, enjoy your stitching, and I'll hopefully see you in a couple of weeks, all being well. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.